There is an interesting irony in how people think about money. Many people spend years searching for the perfect financial strategy. They read investment advice, they follow market news, they try to figure out the right moment to buy or sell. But at the same time, they often overlook a factor that matters far more than any strategy: time. In finance, time is not just a duration. Time is a structural advantage. It means that the person who has more time, or who uses time more effectively, has an advantage that is extremely difficult to replicate through strategy alone. Yet strangely, this advantage is often wasted, not because people don't know time matters, but because the human brain struggles to truly value it. The real problem is not money. The real problem is how the human brain perceives time. Naturally, we tend to give more value to rewards that happen now compared to rewards that happen far in the future. If someone is offered a small benefit today or a much larger benefit 15 years from now, many people instinctively choose the immediate reward. Not because they are irrational, but because our brains are wired to prioritize the present. In behavioral psychology, this tendency is often called present bias. The future feels distant and abstract, while the present feels immediate and urgent. In everyday life, this bias might not seem very important. But in finance, it can shape entire financial outcomes, because almost every major financial advantage depends on long periods of time. Investments, businesses, careers, long-term savings, all of these processes share something in common. In the beginning, progress feels extremely slow, and that is exactly why many people quit too early. They don't see significant results within the first few years. But in reality, they are simply in the earliest stage of a process that takes time to unfold. The importance of time in long-term change is explained clearly in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. The book describes how small improvements repeated consistently can eventually produce massive results. But the key challenge is that the results are often invisible at first. Progress compounds slowly. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. But after enough time passes, the results suddenly become far more noticeable. Financial growth often follows the same pattern. Small investments made consistently for many years may look insignificant in the beginning, but over 1 or 2 decades, their impact can become extraordinary. A related perspective appears in the book Mindset by Carol S. Dweck. The book explains how people with a growth mindset tend to understand progress as a long-term process. They expect improvement to take time. Meanwhile, people with a short-term mindset often lose patience before meaningful results appear. In financial life, this difference in mindset can determine whether someone benefits from time or wastes it. A powerful real-world example of time as a financial advantage can be seen in the career of Ray Dalio. He is widely known as the founder of one of the world's largest hedge funds, Bridgewater Associates. But his success did not happen overnight. In fact, he experienced significant failures early in his career. What makes his story interesting is not just how he recovered. What matters more is how long he continued learning and refining his approach. Over decades, he studied markets, built systems, and improved his principles. The success people see today is the result of a very long process. Not a single brilliant decision, but the accumulation of lessons and experience over many years. When we step back and look at how people approach money, a common assumption appears. Many believe financial success comes from finding the right strategy. But in many cases, the greatest advantage comes from something much simpler: time. Time has a unique ability. It amplifies small decisions. It allows invisible growth to eventually become visible. And it gives room for mistakes to be corrected. But this advantage only works for people who allow time to do its job. The problem is that many people never reach that stage. They constantly change strategies. They restart too often. They quit before results appear. As a result, they remain stuck at the very beginning of processes that require long periods to work. In finance, time is not just another variable. Time is the engine behind almost every form of meaningful financial growth. And that may be the real reason why time is the greatest advantage in finance. Not because it makes things faster, but because it allows small things to eventually become something very large. For those who don't quit too soon,